if you look at why they're not slugging, it comes down to hitting the ball on the ground and not hitting the ball very hard. They had this issue a ton last year as well, not hitting the ball hard. And if you want to look to a potential player who can maybe help them, you can see Mark Vientos and take a look at, in comparison, of course, to what all of the Mets have done. Now, that isn't a fair comparison, but just so you see everything at once, he is hitting the ball hard down in AAA. And even though his ground ball rate is similar, if you hit the ball hard, good things will happen. The issue for the Mets, they're hitting the ball into the ground and not very hard. Maybe he's a player who could help them, but either way, you need to elevate and you need to crush the ball a bit more.
Yeah, last year that was a big issue for this team, even though the offensive numbers were there. People were skeptical because they weren't hitting the ball hard. Tony, how close are they to calling up Mark Vientos?
Yeah, I don't get the sense that they're particularly close, although that can change pretty quickly here as we go forward, because I think there is a need. And I want to take everything that Sarah just said and hang it up on my wall because it was perfect. Look. They're getting some nice production out of Daniel Vogelback as their primary DH, and I realize that he works the platoon splits in a way that Mark Vientos cannot. Fine. 400 OPS, virtually no power, 400 OBP, virtually no power from your primary DH is not cutting it for me. So I would want to take a chance on a guy who really has nothing left to prove, guys, at AAA. He has hit for more than a year now. He's hit with power. He's hit against right-handers. He's hit against left-handers. He's cut down his strikeout rate. He's done really all the things offensively that the Mets have asked. So why not plug that guy in? And Billy Epler, talking about this the other day, basically said, well, where's he going to play? Because they do have Tommy Pham as the right-handed half of that DH. The corner infield positions are locked down with Brett Beatty and Pete Alonso. But my response would be, play him every day at DH. I realize he doesn't have the platoon advantage against those right-handed pitchers, but who cares? See if you can hack it. If you can't for a couple weeks, then you figure out something else. But right now, that's the move you can make that could make a big difference.
Yeah, I thought for sure that once Darren Ruff was DFA'd, Vientos was going to be the guy. To your point, like, he's ready. We could talk about Mauricio, or even Beatty and Alvarez were different examples. Vientos right now, if you're not contributing at this major league level offensively, then why is he on the team? Do you think it's the right time to call him up, Ant?
Sal, my biggest complaint with the Mets offseason was that they didn't go out and get a thumper, a guy who could hit the ball over the fence. I thought that was something that was really lacking in the offense. This is a guy that could potentially do it. So, yeah, I'd like to see him up here and to give him the shot that Tony was talking about. Look, I think we've all come to this idea that if you call a guy up and he's not good, that you can't then just send him back down, that somehow they crumble under this sort of thing and they never can be a player again. Well, I mean, Mark Vientos was up and down. He was up last year and then has not been back. So, and he's raking in AAA. I don't think he was crushed by the demotion. He understands that this is, sometimes development is not a straight line and you don't get to the majors just because it's the very next step for you. But I think he's proved something at AAA, and the Mets could use the power.